Hello and welcome, and guess who is with us on the bus, the one and only Tabu. And I'm so happy this year I've met you thrice. नहीं तो 3 साल हो जाते थे, आप एक बारी मिलती थी.
देखो यार 5 साल में 7 पिक्चरें कर ली मैंने.
Awesome. And I hope the trend is going to continue in the new year.
I hope so.
And also this morning we woke up to the news that Andhadhun is the top film of the year.
It's the best feeling ever. Nothing could have been more satisfying and gratifying and exciting than this for me. It's really a blessing to see that.
And honestly, your character, when I saw her, usually you've played characters like Ghazala and we've seen Maqbool. Shades of Grey, you feel bad because nobody is bad, good or bad. But this one was like, you didn't feel bad for her at all.
Yeah. There was no intention to make people feel bad for her. I mean, there was no manipulation of anything. No manipulation of any reaction, actually. And that's Sri Ram, and that's the way he, approaches his films and his characters. They are what they are. They're doing what they're doing. They are in situations that are there or they are creating or something like that. And it's very, whatever's happening with them is organic. So you're not trying to, put them in a box or say this is bad or this is even grey. There's not even grey. I think it's gone beyond grey. It's just gone to some other shade of grey. I cannot
Absolutely.
explain.
And when you were working on her, sometimes, and you, as you said, your characters need to excite you. When you got into that character, did you even once feel like, itna bura kaun ho sakta hai? Or did you enjoy her to the hilt?
I wanted to do full justice to who she was and do it fully, go all out in being this person. And actually there was nothing ऐसा कुछ नहीं था कि we were trying to make this character into something. I think it was so plot heavy and so driven by circumstances, and of course the madness or the darkness or the inner personalities of all characters keep coming out in a very beautiful way. It's not like you're highlighting कि ये ऐसा character है तो उसको highlight करने के लिए आप ऐसा scene दिखा दो, something like that. So I think the personality of the characters, the plot, the story and everything really weaves itself together so beautifully.
So do you actually enjoy playing grey characters more than the characters you've played?
It's more engaging. Not that, I mean, every character, every film has a charm of its own.
True.
So you know why and you know with what purpose you're getting into a particular project or doing a particular kind of character or a genre. Where I don't believe that there's any genre or anything. But yeah, every film has its own, attraction.
True.
And you do it for that. You know what you're doing it for. I knew that, I always wanted to work with Sri Ram. I loved the way he dealt with the twisted plots of his story and the characters in such a simple manner. He's not trying to be somebody else. He's not trying to, like I said, manipulate a reaction from the audience or to be in a certain way. He is this person, that's his way of storytelling. And I wanted to experience that also, So I did it for that reason, to take this journey and to see how it would be. Because I knew it would be a completely new experience for me to work in this kind of film, this kind of storytelling. The way he says it, the way he uses cinematic language or technique or dialogue,
True.
It's crazy, it's funny, but it's, so many things put together, like small little words or small little lines.
True.
Mean so much, So, and that's the fun part of working with him.
And also with Gulzar Sahib, you give some of your best performances. And I was reading somewhere you're now, there has to be, you have to collaborate soon. When is that going to happen?
Tell him that. He has to make a film. I can't do it.
Really? All you have to do is just call him and say, "Ho ja, ban jayegi picture."
I've been telling him for so long, I don't know why he doesn't take me seriously.
So, well, if you're listening to us, you need to take us seriously because we want to see the two of you collaborate. Vishal, another person.
I'd love to work with him anytime, always, ever and ever again, because he's given me the two best darkest, deepest, most challenging characters that I've played, and at a time where I really was, itching to do something like that. And Maqbool was really the beginning of my, personal journey into playing these kind of roles. And it was the first of its kind for a, lead actress to attempt something so dark, so twisted, so immoral, so many things, you really can't put a finger and say that this was this kind of film. I always saw it as a love story, and which was so filled with pain and all of that, So it was very different. It was a very challenging experience for me, but I'm always grateful to Vishal for that, and of course Heather. So I would love to do something with him again.
And what is it about Gulzar Saab?
What is it about him? I think it's the relationship that I have with him. I think it's the time and the stage of my career and my life that I met him at a time where I needed direction, and I wanted to have like a safe place for me to work from. And he was the family and home in this crazy film industry that I was in, and I was very young, and I wanted that kind of guidance, and I wanted that kind of influence on me, and that the fact that he always encouraged me to write. He kept giving me notebooks to write in.
Lovely.
And always encouraged me to grow, and always just said very few words but just the right things to push me forward in my life and my growth as an actor or as a person. And the fact that he's not just films and cinema, there's so much to his personality, and that's one thing that has always attracted me to people. I've always looked for that chance and space for growth, outside my work, outside my profession, outside the industry. So anybody who shows me that, or anybody who promises me that, not promises, I mean, wherever I see that, I will definitely make a connection there. So, and he's been a great influence in my life.
And as you said, how have you maintained your sanity in this crazy industry?
You think I have?
By staying away from social media. You have. You're one of the few sane people. Is it because you've just distanced yourself from social media? We don't see you at...
No, I have not consciously distanced myself. I have always been like this. It's part of my personality. I have not even done so many movies in my life. I have not, been out there connected all the time, 24/7. I'm not a public person. I'm a social person. I love people. I love making friends. I love my friends. I have a huge network of really close friends and associates and even acquaintances and work associates that I like to keep in touch with, and they are in touch with me. But I don't find it necessary to do stuff just for the sake of doing stuff.
For getting those likes.
It's exhaustive for me, to be constantly communicating with the world, unless it's something that I really want to share with the world. It's a different thing. But I have enough friends in my life to, connect to on a daily basis.
That's the way it should be. And today you're wearing this beautiful jamdani Gaurang. Is it the Hyderabad connection between the two of you?
Yes. Gaurang's father had a store, a fabric store, on the way to the old airport, Begumpet airport. And we always saw it passing by. He reminded me that. He said that was my father's store. Oh. And it was it's like, childhood, like 2 generations. His parents, my parents must have been born in the same place. I was born in Hyderabad, brought up there. So it's a huge connection. We speak in Hyderabadi whenever we meet. And it's beautiful to see his growth as a designer, as a stylist. I think he's fabulous with his weaves and what he's doing with the weavers, and for Indian fabric and garment and weaves in general, handloom. I think it's a, क्या बोलते हैं, like a labor of love to wear a jamdani or a kanjivaram and all of that.
It's beautiful. And what's your style statement?
I like to keep it simple. I think I always knew inherently that I do not like and I do not need or I cannot carry off too much on myself, whether it's jewelry, maybe jewelry, yeah, but too much stuff and too much, क्या बोलते हैं, I don't know, unnecessary stuff. Sometimes it adds, but not always. Sometimes you have to go all out, but I think with me what suits me best is to be simple and classic and understated.
That you are totally. And so 2019 is coming. So what's your resolution, or you don't make resolutions? To do more films.
I'm doing a lot of films now. You cannot complain.
Salman Khan's Bharat, right? Is the next one?
Yeah, but that's a cameo that I'm doing. It's just one scene, but it's a beautiful scene, and I think it's more than worth it. And it's always amazing to work with him, and I'll never leave a chance to work with him, given a chance. And of course, Ali is amazing, and he's great, and he's super crazy fun as a director. And I really enjoyed that one day that I worked with them. And then there's De De Pyar De, which will come in March.
Awesome.
देखो,
Looking forward to 2019.
ईद के दिन मेरी रिलीज है इस बार, आप सोच लो यार.
Oh wow. That's a first, right? Eid release of Tabu. We have lots to look forward to.
मेरी रिलीज, look at me.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to speak to you. I'm looking forward to 2019. We are going to meet her more often.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yes.